See is there is good news and there is bad news, and so let's start with some good news. You'll see Hamilton County, Butler County, Cuyahoga County are still red, but they're off what we call the watch list, that would lead us going towards purple. So that is good news, and I'll go through each one of these counties. Also, good news that Trumbull County in the Mahoning Valley has dropped down one notch as well. We certainly hope that people in Trumbull County will continue to wear masks, but that is the new that's the good news. We have bad news as well. But what we saw, for example, in Hamilton County, I just talk for a moment about Hamilton County because more people are wearing masks by every account, everyone I talk to. I just got off the phone with health commissioners from throughout the state of Ohio. You also had in Hamilton County the business the business community coming together, Procter & Gamble, supplying masks, their Mask On campaign. So a lot of good things coming together in Hamilton County as far as people wearing masks and becoming more cognizant, becoming more aware of the social distancing. And so what you really have seen is, the level was going up. That level may now be approaching, I'm not sure it's quite there yet, but it may now be approaching a plateau. So still at a high level, but slowing that increase down, and that's why you see with the Hamilton County, for example, they're not in fact moving up, and we've taken them off the watch list. A new county, unfortunately. Let's go over to Athens County. Athens County, the situation there is rapidly accelerated with isolated outbreaks that have resulted from a concerning community spread. Athens County has more COVID-19 cases in the last 2 weeks than they've had over the entire time of the pandemic. Really shocking. People visiting their doctors with COVID-19 symptoms have skyrocketed, gone up by 700% over the last 3 weeks. Local health officials report at least 3 outbreaks at local bars, all of which have temporarily closed due to their staffs having cases. So as I talked to the health director today, health director described that area right downtown has been a huge problem area. We'll go up to Allen County, Northwest Ohio. Large surge, had a surge of 76 cases over the last 2 weeks. This is not just from increased testing, as more and more Allen County residents are seeking care from their doctors and from the ER for COVID-19 symptoms, the early indicators that Dr. Thomas talked about. Local officials have noted isolated outbreaks at a restaurant and another workplace. Allen County has reached a tipping point regarding this virus, hitting a majority of our indicators. Delaware County. We're seeing a surge of cases. Delaware County in central Ohio. Delaware County, with 174,000 residents, has had 233 cases over the last 2 weeks. Just for kind of an interesting comparison, this is more than the entire country of Ireland. Population 4.9 million had over the same period of time. Over the last 3 weeks, we've seen the amount of people going to the doctor with COVID-19 symptoms in Delaware County double. This is why Delaware County is triggering so many of our indicators. Local officials also note a number of travelers who have contracted the virus, they think, while in Florida and coming back from Florida. Also in central Ohio, Licking County. Licking County is in a similar situation to almost all of central Ohio. Licking County, with 166,000 residents, has had a surge of 159 cases over the last 2 weeks. While some cases have come from long-term care facilities, almost 3/4 of the cases have come from outside congregate settings, indicating significant community spread in the county. Local officials also note a small outbreak at a house of worship. Lucas County. Lucas County is a higher populated county, obviously, but their numbers have moved into an area of concern with 393 cases over the last 2 weeks. The average number of cases has more than quadrupled over the last 3 weeks. ER visits have doubled. People seeing their doctor with symptoms have tripled. Lucas County has reached, again, a tipping point. Local officials note an outbreak at a long-term care facility as well as at a recent funeral. Richland County. Richland County is also now a red county. They've seen their daily case average double over the last few weeks. While it is a smaller county, 124,000 residents, Richland County has had more cases over the last 2 weeks than the entire nation of Jamaica. Population 2.9 million. More and more Richland County residents are seeing their doctor and going to the ER for symptoms. These signs all point to Richland County reaching a critical stage in this pandemic. Local officials note outbreaks associated with a restaurant and a birthday party, in addition to multiple long-term care facilities. Scioto County, Southern Ohio, has seen more cases in the last 2 weeks than it has over the course of the rest of the pandemic. More cases in the last 2 weeks than it has seen over the course of the rest of the pandemic. Almost all of these new cases were from outside congregate settings, not in congregate settings, indicating widespread community spread. More people are going to their doctor and being diagnosed with coronavirus. Local officials note an outbreak at a daycare center and at least one other workplace, as well as just general community spread. Union County, back to Central Ohio, mirrors that of the rest of Central Ohio. Daily average cases have quadrupled over the last 3 weeks. More and more residents are seeking medical care for COVID-19. Almost all new cases have been outside congregate settings, indicating significant community spread in Union County. Union County has experienced new cases due to travel outside Ohio, including to Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, as well as routine travel to and from neighboring counties. Let me go back to Butler County. As I said, some good news. Butler County has moved off the watch list this week. They're still on red, but off the watch list. However, the county continues to be red as it has been. The number of cases in Butler County is still increasing, but at a slightly lower pace than during the previous week. Butler County residents are continuing to seek medical care for COVID symptoms in emergency departments and outpatient settings. Butler County, with 368,000 residents, has had more cases during the past 2 weeks than the entire country of Denmark, population 5.8 million, has had during the same period of time. Clermont County continued to have a concerning increase in spread in cases. During the past 2 weeks, Clermont County has had 130 new cases, which is 24% of their total cases since the beginning of the pandemic. Additionally, outpatient visits have tripled during the past 3 weeks. To put in perspective, Clermont County, with 197,000 residents, has had more cases during the past 2 weeks than the entire country of Finland, population 5.5. Almost all of the new cases have occurred outside of congregate settings, indicating significant community spread in Clermont County. Up to Cuyahoga County, still at a critical stage. They are averaging 179 new cases per day, an increase of 49 additional cases per day since June 23rd. Outpatient visits for coronavirus more than tripled during the past 3 weeks. The county is very close to meeting the threshold for new hospital admissions. Some new cases are being driven by out-of-town travel and recreational activities. It's critical that the residents of Cuyahoga County remain vigilant and do all they can to reduce their risk and exposure to the coronavirus. We're continuing to monitor that as well. Back to Hamilton for a minute. Again, it remains red. Local health officials have said that number may be plateauing or getting close to plateauing. While leveling off, the number of cases in the county certainly remains high. During the previous week, the county registered more than 1,400 new cases. The number of people seeking medical care has increased 2.5 times during the past 3 weeks. and 3/4 of new cases are outside congregate settings, including an outbreak at a high school, multiple workplaces, and restaurants. So those are the counties, as we said, that are red. The order will be that at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, as we have done in the past, those counties will have a mandatory mask order. That will mean that approximately 60%, as of 6 o'clock tomorrow night, approximately 60% of the population of the state of Ohio will be living under a mask order.